Yeah, I say put mental health first, because if you don't, then you're not going to enjoy your sport and you're not going to succeed as much as you want to. So it's okay sometimes to even sit out the big competitions, to focus on yourself, because it shows how strong of a competitor and person that you really are, rather than just battle through it.
I feel like I'm also not having as much fun, and I know that.
We've done everything that they asked us for, even when we didn't want to, and they couldn't do one damn job. You had one job. You literally had one job, and you couldn't protect us.
Doing what I love has been kind of taken away from me.
I've just never felt like this going into a competition before. Mental's not there, so I just need to let the girls do it and focus on myself. You usually don't hear me say things like that, because I'll usually persevere and push through things, but not to cost the team a medal.
I'm strong. I'll get through it, but it's hard. You should always push yourself.
I'm trying to be better than I was at the last meet, so I'm trying to beat myself, and sometimes you get caught up in that moment, and it's just scary, because I go out and I'm like, can I do it again? Can I be this good? And can I repeat what I did last Olympics? And I feel like that's what motivates me.
Simone's got enough gold medals at home. Someone give this girl a crown.
I knew I had more to give to the sport for myself, and I felt like I had a purpose, and now I feel like I do, and it's to be a voice for the younger generation.
I am a young adult, and I can speak up for what I believe in, and if I can be a voice for the voiceless, then that's what I need to do, because this year has been very eye-opening. So I think we are all blessed to have the platforms that we do, so we can speak up on what needs to happen, what needs to be better. Yes, at the end of the day, we're an athlete, but then we're also a human being, and we see the news just like you guys, so why can't we speak on it? We're not professional activists or anything like that, but we have a sense of what is right and wrong in the world, and we're allowed to express that. That's why we have freedom of speech. I've always said take it one day at a time, and I think that's helped me stay sane on all of those levels, in and out of the gym, because if I focus on one day at a time, then I don't get too wrapped up in it. But I feel like over the past 5 years, I've grown a lot more confident in myself and who I am as a person. So that's why I'm able to use my platforms and do interviews and speak out, because I truly believe that I'm helping other people find your joy outside of your sport or your work, so that that's not the only thing you're relying on to fill your tank, because outside you're going to need to fill your tank so that you can go into your job and do the best that you can do. So that's why yes, in the gym I put 100% effort, but then whenever I go home, I kind of try to leave work at home. I'm at work at the gym and then do whatever I need to do at home. And I think everybody can learn from that, just so that you're filling your tank up, so that when you go back in, you're performing your best. No dream is too big, so remember to write down your goals, because you always see the bigger picture in the end, but there are little puzzle pieces that will fit into that bigger piece that you need to navigate. And that's why I've done so well over the years. Is yes, I have a big goal at the end, but I need to do the little steps to get there. Don't focus on the negative in your life, focus on the positive, because that will really bring you off your feet and keep you moving forward, rather than when you focus on the bad in the world. You just also have to focus on the good, and that's what keeps me going and keeps me positive, and I just try to live by that.
Simone Biles, the most decorated American gymnast of all time.
She is now called the greatest gymnast to ever live.
Winner of 3 consecutive world championships, wowing the crowds at the Rio Olympics by taking home 5 medals, 4 of them gold.
We are seeing the greatest of all time.
Known as much for her bubbly personality,
Waving to everybody.
as for the skills that take our breath away.
She is a 4'8" gymnast.
I think for elite athletes like some of us that have gone through this hard time, I think we're very good at compartmentalizing things.
So I think we just tried to push it in the back of our heads that it didn't happen to us. But once you realize, you know, it happened to you, it's very saddening. I remember just like bawling my eyes out, and I was driving at the time. So it was very hard because for the longest time, my parents would ask, hey Simone, like they would never push me to talk about it, but my automatic response was no. And I would be angry, and I didn't want to talk about it because I'm like, no, it couldn't happen to me. Like there's just no way. And then you just come to realize that it has happened. And I think that's when I broke down about it, because nobody wants their daughter, or just even as an individual, to have that happen to them. So it feels like he took a part of me that I can't get back. So I'm still working on that part. So it's very hard. It is not your fault, because some of them, it's called a grooming process. And I think that's what he did. So the main part that he took away from me that I'll never get back is trust. And so I think it's very hard for me to trust some other people, and I find myself even walking down the street or being in places, I'm just very scared. So I think that was the main thing, but it'll all come back within time.
Not a lot of people can relate to winning and to being an elite athlete, into doing the things and breaking the barriers that we're doing, but a lot of people can relate to like mental health and like normal people stuff, because we're not seen as normal people walking around. But then once I kind of took a step back, I obviously was expecting to feel like a lot of backlash and embarrassment, but it's the complete opposite. And that's the first time I felt like human, like besides Simone Biles, I was Simone, and people kind of respect